Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, King Alpha, and I Divine Mother Empress, Menen Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africa. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yes, greetings ones and ones. Once again, give thanks and lending ears so I can articulate Rastafari. Now, this word sound is in relation to the Rastafari community recently just celebrate Liberation Day. Liberation Day is May the 5th. May the 5th represent 1936, May the 5th. The Italian them occupy Ethiopia until May 5th, 1941. But this is His Imperial Majesty and the Ethiopian family, along with the Allied forces, them liberate back Ethiopia. So Ethiopia regained its sovereignty. Now, once and one we ask, what that have to do with Rastafari? It's simple. Ethiopia is Rastafari, Rastafari is Ethiopia. Meaning, I and I is rooted to the African continent, preferably I and I call it the Ankh Nation continent, wherein Ethiopia represented the whole continent before the little geographic land space now we maintain the sovereignty of I and I people from ancient to modern, and it's the only African space that remain not colonized by Europeans or the northern invaders, as I and I like to highlight and call them. And I and I call them northern invaders, NOD, northern invaders, is biblically connected to Cain, the first destroyer, the first murderer, the first killer, exiled to a place named Nod. And I recognize that Nod is the place where we call the North or Europe today, where white people colonize and maintain and technically, literally fight for them survival up in these northern regions, and them return as Noah and the ark on the boat. No. And from that moment in time, from the moment they return, they have shown total disregard, total dislike for carbon people, melanin people, black people, African people, or so-called African people, and whatever name you want attribute to black people. But I and I prefer Ankh Nation. The reason why I and I prefer Ankh Nation, because it is not solid. You know what I mean? It's clean and it's empowering, and I and I name it. Just like how I and I declare Rastafari. Now anyway, these invaders, northern invaders, popularly known as European white people, Israelites them, or the Israelis as they are known today, a fight for Canaan. And Canaan is actually North Africa, black people space. But now, you can't even declare that anymore, because guess why? It is now declared non-African. It's not an nation space anymore. And therefore you have two northern invaders from the Abrahamic bloodline, a war for that space there. But anyway, these said northern invaders continue pushing till now Egypt in a modern time. These same invaders are declared say the origins of Egypt is not black. You know what I mean? I agree with them, so the origins of Egypt is not black. The origins of Kemet, which is undeniable black. And that is left on the monument and artifacts. And the statues. Statuettes where these people leave them image and likeness. So anyway, and them go all the way till them now, the whole of North Africa them control now, and them declare where the black people them there, sub-Saharan, which are for them code way for black people there. And all the way to the north, then they reach over in the east, the arm now wearing and they so now them still a try. But that is the indomitable space we call Ethiopia today, wherein the indomitable spirit, the resistance spirit, connect back to RASTAFARI, the indomitable people in the diaspora who refuse to accept what they want us to be. And we declare ourselves as RASTAFARI, connecting to Asians, Ethiopia. No. Walk with me. No. Ethiopia has been fighting or resisting colonization. No. We are going to name out some historical Ethiopian representative that secure, fight, and use up them intrigue, wisdom, knowledge to maintain themselves or maintain the sovereignty of Ethiopia. We start out with Emperor Tuwardus Raskasa, the barefoot emperor. This is a one who, let's say him the first one with the modernization and centralization of Ethiopia. Him the one where basically unite all of the different regions and provinces in Ethiopia through conquest. Literally undefeated conquer. And he is the one who actually Menelik, before he became Menelik, I think his name was Ras Ailu. You know? Emperor Tuwardus grew him up as a son. But nonetheless, because Emperor Tuwardus was a no-nonsense kind of man, him reigned with an iron fist. And after a time, once popular, became unpopular because the people start fearing. And out of that fear, them strategize against him with the English. Now, how this come about now? Tuwardus, a war with the Muslim them, the Egyptian them. At that time now, the Ottoman around Egypt, so the Ottoman, the Muslim them under the Ottoman Empire, Ottoman banner Islam. Ever try conquer Ethiopia? But now all these people come in, and when the INIS I mentioned a mindset and as Rastafari, you have to which source you get it. Him and them brother crash on the shores of Ethiopia, and he was saved, end up a slave, and his son and father buy him, and after him recognize the knowledge base where him have, him utilize him to teach his honor. But in teaching his honor, him start to Christianize it, his honor, in the Eastern Orthodox Christianity. This is the time when the Roman Empire are governed. And from that space, when Christianity was hated to at that time, before Constantine, then after his honor now, through his honor, Ethiopia becomes a Christian empire. And before the Christianity, we have to go back to the Hebrew people, them coming through, according to the Kebra-Negas, Makeda and Solomon Union, and brought forth the child Menelik, and Menelik will visit Solomon, and from there so Menelik the first left Ethiopia, not Ethiopia, left Israel with the firstborn from the priesthood of Israel, and with the ark, and from them time until now, these people coming to Ethiopia, and they later became known as the derogatory name them call them Falashas, but they properly identified the Barbet of Israel. And them now, then after that now, after some of them claim them descended from the tribe of Dan. That's when the Assyrians them destroyed the northern kingdom, and them now migrating to Ethiopia. So that the second, and then the third is when in a 70, when the Roman them mash up the second temple in a 70 AD, and some of them find them way again up in Ethiopia, particularly in the Simeon mountain in Ethiopia. But nonetheless, so we have the northern invaders entrance into Ethiopia, and then the Christian, Hebrew now Christianity with his honor, and then now from the Muslim side now, you have King Najash in armor, where the Muslim call the first Israel, that are when the Quraysh tribe them hunt Prophet Muhammad and them followers, and them and them turn to the most noble and righteous a place for them to go to in Ethiopia, and King Najash give them protection from the Quraysh tribesmen them, we trail them go all the way in Ethiopia. And so now Islam get sanctuary and Islam get planted in Ethiopia, and from them time until now, them start out as merchants and traders, and eventually them take them time and take over Ethiopia, convert the Oroma people them and the Somali people them, and eventually Ethiopia became boxed in a landlocked because of Islam, and then the European them come into. Now we can go back to two words now, and the man now, where decide to war against Islam, and in fighting against Islam, I'm first defeat. And why be a defeat? Modern technology, the weapons, what the Muslim them are use. When two words discover that, him start make connection, European connections, and one of them are the English them. And from this on now, him decide to deal with England and start using Christianity again, them Christian links, same thing with the Zana, with the Romans them, and them use it for, and then them using Christianity to fight against the onslaught of Islam in Ethiopia. And that's how the European links them start make now between the Ethiopians them now and the Europeans them, and that's how them start getting some modern technology. they are modernizers, so well, you never just want them game weapons, you want them to show it more from the neck, especially with the cannons. So toward us, I try a diplomatic thing with the English, them and the Queen snub toward us, and them get vexed. And now time vexation, they in prison. The British, we call them diplomats in Ethiopia. And from this on now, them sending the brother named Napier. You know what I mean? And him now defeat toward us with the aid now, and watch it now. the power dynamics in Ethiopia is another factor will end up contribute to where we come to. The culmination in 1936 with the Muslim them. I'm slow walk. So now Casamerta, who became Emperor Ioannis, and Menelik, what them do? The English them use Ioannis, give him weapons and them things, and them use him for help defeat toward us. And when all is said and done, them defeat toward us, and toward us kill himself because he refused to be a prisoner. So out of that now, modern technology, the most strongest out of the lot now, Ioannis and Menelik. Menelik didn't make deals with the Ethiopian them. And also the Russians them too. Because the Russians them give them weapons too. But nonetheless, the one them have the most modern technology end up around things, which at the time was Emperor Ioannis. And him now, I run things for a while, then the Muslim them, the Mahdi, the Muslim them, out of Sudan there, I kick up rumpus and Ioannis go up on the battlefield and they end up dead on the battlefield. And I saw now, Menelik now, come in now and take power because him now, very shrewd, consolidate and arm up himself. So when that time they come, him step in. At the time, Mengesha, this is Ioannis' son, unofficial son, was supposed to be the emperor, but Menelik is too strong. It's a power play in Ethiopia now, you know. The divisiveness. And out of the power play, the Menelik take charge now. And Menelik now recognizing European strength, so him start deal with them and modernize him army. And him also now start to make deals with the Russian them. And him other advisor where I think him is a Dutch or one of them European, Scandinavian people. I think his name was him. And from him now, them sell the Ethiopians them their weapons, but them all are back on the bullets them. Now him now recognize bringing a money, a kind making machine from out of fame world, the European space, and bring it in the Ethiopian. But them use it, so them are going to make coins. But in truth and in fact, them convert to make bullets. And I saw the Italians them and the rest of European countries that never know say, no, the Ethiopians them keep manufacturing their own bullets. So now, this come now and lead up to now. England, with our slick self, turn over Eritrea to the Italians, right? Double face in England, and this now cause a vibration between Ethiopia now and Eritrea, and that lead to the treaty of Wukali. Now this treaty now the Italians them things that them slick. They have two versions of modernization and Ethiopia desire to learn European technology and knowledge base. Them had what Ethiopian in Italy I learn. I think I learned from the priest or something like that. And from him now, Italian when they go when Ras, His Majesty Father, go sign the treaty or what call it. What happens is that he never knows that the Italian them sleeping but for them copy that Ethiopia was now a protectorate of under Italy. So Italy basically responds in a fight, they were colonized Ethiopia through pen and paper. Now they said Ethiopian when they in a room, them spread it in them newspaper now and say, yo, Ethiopia belong to Italy. Now, when this fellow Ethiopian pointed out to His Majesty Father RASTAFARI while go on, naturally, him feel a way like him feel Menelik. But anyway, them go back now. And also, this said young Ethiopian send the Empress title. The trick knowledge where the Italian them a pull off. So then when them come back now with the Empress title, when Emperor Menelik declare, said the treaty null and void, and them run with the Italian governor from out of Ethiopia. Now naturally that becomes developed into what historically is known as the Bakla Adwa. Now, like I say again, the Italians them think that the Ethiopian them are some like a backward people, them could have just flim flam. But them never know so them are deal with Asians and very intelligent people. And this now and properly prepared to match them with weapons. Because of the dealings where Menelik and them are make from early out. So they will properly modernize as far as weapons go. This is me walk with me now because this is a lead somewhere. This is for sure I say again. When it comes to European, they don't forget and they don't forgive. No. Anyway, long and short, Emperor Menelik, RASTAFARI and Empress title Betul mash up. When I say them mash up. The Italians them with the Bakla Adwa. And this give, let's say, warning to the rest of European nations. Them say Ethiopia is not the place to be played with. So now Ethiopians maintain its sovereignty, and which lead up now modernization, His Majesty again now. I try now modernization, I try get Ethiopia up to par for modernization, and which at the time, let's say that the church never inclined, but nonetheless His Majesty pushed on. So the first move His Majesty make to protect Ethiopia in 1923, he entered the League of Nations. And now this was supposed to give them equal protective status and in the League of Nations, which that came to naught. But may I show you now, that's why I say European people don't forget. Watch it now. Remember I tell you Bakla Adwa. Now His Majesty are trying to modernize and get weapons and all these things for his country. Now Mussolini take over dictator of Italy and them decide to avenge the Bakla Adwa. And plus in the Berlin conference them divide up Africa. And Italy never get enough because she enter the game late. But nonetheless, she take over Eritrea and I think part of Somalia. But Ethiopia would have connect all of the eastern or the Horn of Africa, the eastern side, connect them. So Italy that control the whole of that. Join all of the colonies are Italy. Yeah. So them wage war upon Ethiopia. Now at the time now them weapons they from in 1895. Them weapons they old now because we're in 1936. So the Italians them have the ability to make them own weapons and manufacture them own weapons. So Italy decide to rush His Majesty Ethiopia and know the rest of European nation them because world what they developing my boy the Hitler kick up rumpus now. Them want appease Italy, because them don't want Italy at the time, them never want Italy side with Mussolini, with Hitler. So them try to sacrifice Ethiopia. But nonetheless, the king was shrewd and the intelligence, the divine wisdom of the king end up force them on, because guess what, when Italy decide now to side with Hitler, now what them did fear with England, France and the rest of them did fear come to pass. So now them decide now to help His Majesty, because Italy occupy Ethiopia from 1936 until 1941. So long and short, in 1941, May 5th, His Majesty returned as the conquering lion and defeat Italy and regain by Ethiopia's sovereignty. So the point of me I make for sure is when I as Rastafari I celebrate, represent May 5th as Liberation Days, because I is rooted to Ethiopia. There's no separation. And therefore, I lego this word sound to the young ones and to point out and recognize 1936, May 5th, 1936 start way before. So I could do a little maths now. Again, from the time the 10th century BC, that at the time the Makeda and Solomon time frame, and then from this the Hebrew people them come in, and then after that now 4th century Christianity come in Ethiopia, and then after that now the 7th century Islam come in Ethiopia. So if you check from the 10th century BC to now, that about 3,000 years. So at 3,000 years, these northern invaders take them time, and them never come in as conquerors. Them always come in I space needing help, and once I help them, Isana, Frumentus help. Najashi, Arma help out Prophet Muhammad people in the first Hijra, help, and eventually all these people end up coming and try to colonize and take over Ethiopia. Now, what them never do physically, them do it mentally, because them occupy Ethiopia, the Oromo people, and through Islam and the balance of Ethiopian barring the traditional was still there, and the Jewish people them. No, all of this is a cumulative a 3,000 year process. We culminate in the occupation of Italy in 1936. So you see, this is the reason why when I speak Rastafari and I show you about Rastafari and I tell you, say, yo, we have to have one mindset and we have to know our story. Knowledge. With knowledge, you can overcome anything, because when you have knowledge, you know. And Rastafari is a practicality. When I depend on beliefs, we have to edify I and I self, inculcate the knowledge of I and I self. So therefore, I and I can come now and change and fix the things that is presently an obstacle in I and I way. And one of the major things is an obstacle in I and I way is the mindset, the colonization of the mind of I and I people. Tribal warfare. Tribalism. And this is the importance of Rastafari. And this is where Rastafari, with that one mindset, can fix all of that. But I and I have to know and look for Rastafari and accept Rastafari as oneness. As I and I know. We don't have to guess and spell about Rastafari. We know where it comes from. White oppression and domination create Rastafari, because I and I is a resistance who refuse to accept some war and we fight. In the diaspora, on the continent, resistance. So me I say, we refuse, and then therefore Rastafari tie I and I back to I and I divine blackness, to know that I and I are creators, I and I have the DNA of God, one with the Most High. His Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari. So this is Rastafari giving you back that your connectivity with your divine. I know it's a yeah, divine I want, instead of the detached. But them have you look up and kind of pray to outside entities and empower outside entities. Because when you pray to other people and them God, you actually give power to those people over you. Whether it's Islam or Muslim, whether it's Islam, Muslim or Christianity, those religion controlled by foreign and northern invaders, the people them from Nod. You get where I come from? And the same thing with the Hebrew, when they want to be Hebrew Israelite, Hebrew, Israel, Israelites, Israeli, whatever. You don't control or have no say so in a them school at all. They are controlled by these northern invaders. Rastafari is yours. None never gave it to you. It was birthed out of oppression and domination. Specifically white oppression and domination. And we have to keep repeating, this is what Rastafari is about. Rastafari is empowering you. So you can once again exhibit your creativity for yourself, for you and your people. And this is what Rastafari represent. And this is what His Majesty represent. And this is why His Majesty is I and I role model, I and I divine. And we put His Majesty on a pedestal. There is no other black man, black leader in the space in a modern time where we say we govern and navigate in a white people space like His Majesty with respect. With respect. Them rate the king and look to the king. And this is what Rastafari represent. That indomitable spirit, that resistant, bold enough to declare who we are and who your God is. And reclaim your identity. Your identity for you now is Rastafari. Nobody can tell you nothing about that because it comes from you. This is Rastafari. So it's just a synapse. And the surface took it deeper than that, but just give you a little for show you say for about 3,000 years ago these northern invaders running different school of thoughts. Hebrew, Israelites, Christianity, Islam. And slowly but surely them start off slow, but eventually them end up penetrate the mind of the people, captivate the mind of the people. And this is how them take over the Oroma people, with the Islam, the Amhara people, with Christianity. And then you have the Barbeta is up in the Simeon Mountains. These people now, what? Their mind was colonized through these three different schools of thought. The Abrahamic school of thought, which is the northern invaders. Because Abraham started on like with deception. Noah, same thing. Noah started out curse Canaan, which is the son of Ham, and which Ham represents the blackness. All we know, when you look on the geographic landscape, a sign to Ham, a black people control these spaces. In a them time there. And we watch them slowly but surely eat up the whole of, what? From all the way from Soma, which is Iraq, Persia all the way come through and them take time come in and take it away. Eat it away. Eat conquest after conquest. Conquest after conquest. You see where I come from? And the last resistance between these northern invaders was a matter of Queen Kandake probably be the last, because I was about to say the 25th dynasty. With Cyrus and them. See me I come from the Persians them. The Persians them, the Assyrians them, all of that are Iran. Modern day Iran. Them are just different names but are the same people them. See me I come from? So this is why I and I give and continue articulating Rastafari to the youths them, because I want you to know say the only way we can restore ourselves, we have to restore our God, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari, black divinity in flesh. It is I and I. I and I not separate from God. It's just the mindset. What separates you from God? Your mind. Them disconnect you from your mind and give them alien gods. And them alien gods, when they represent them alien gods, they empower them, can look on all of the creativity in all of these European empires where black people reside. Most of the things that make them strong are the creativity of you black people. But you don't get no credit for it. And Ethiopia is the face to represent and say you can kick white people in them face. Because His Majesty did it. Oh, His Majesty did it with wisdom, knowledge and understanding. I himself, because he know who he is. And he was able to orchestrate upon the chessboard of life and make them end up come defend him and kill off them own white people, which is England versus Italy. Even though them did not represent them own interest. Meaning England. When England helped His Majesty, it wasn't to help His Majesty, it was to save England from the unification of Hitler and Mussolini. That's what that was all about back then. You have to recall before all of that, them try to sacrifice Ethiopia to Mussolini and stand aside and tie Ethiopia hands so they couldn't. Not when the king try to buy a weapon. Even the black Americans and they decide for fight for Ethiopia and pass laws to prevent them. A whole heap of behind it, a whole heap of things going on. What we are represent as liberation day to that's I liberation. But like I say again, you have to know your story and know say some things where you see happen today start way thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago you take the northern invaders completely colonize and divide up the continent. Them coming on many different names. Greek, Romans, Persians, Assyrians, Europeans, when they want to call them England, Italy, French, them come on many different names, but the set of people. And them always don't like I and I. And them use I and I against I and I to empower themselves and take over. And that have to stop now. If we don't stop it, we are going to continue the said position already today. And Rastafari is the school of that to bring I and I back in the I and I business. Because it's from I and I, we have to guess and spell where it comes from. And again, we repeat it again, it comes from white domination and oppression create Rastafari, because we are the resistance that refuse to accept. This is Rastafari. Now I and I have an I am one God. Connect back to I and I God, which is Jah Rastafari, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Whether you don't agree with it or not, a year one and you declare who your God is. Nobody can enough to declare your God for you. Or you have to declare your God at one. God is personal. So how can you and your enemy, the ones that will continue to operate, have the same God? How you expect that God to help you? When that God they are defend the oppressor. How that God they are going to help you? You have to have your own God. And this is Rastafari. Jah Rastafari is yours. And we're going to seal it on that. Jah Rastafari without apology. Seal.